sparkling, golden, pure, refreshing.
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on!
Chilled now, and Ingrid serves it in the traditional manner, from a pitcher with a garland of greenery. Mmm.
These guys find the kind of relaxation and release they need in a cold glass of beer. For them, only beer does it.
Grandpa's telling tales of yore. Bruce Q talks about comics more. Norm's got jokes that we adore. Hawk's our mascot, hear it roar. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawk's loud squirrel praising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. Men drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks, loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks, loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. In each sip, there's a twist.
Back momentarily. There you are, Bruce.
I just got back. Yeah, sorry guys, just made it in. Keep going, Norm. You got it.
Okay. Well, happy Mother's Day for all you mothers out there, and so we're having a special Mother's Day show.
I thought this was a motherless show.
Okay. Well, none of us are mothers, I hope.
That's why it's a motherless show.
Yeah.
But we're wishing all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Judy the Lady Pug, if you're out there somewhere, happy Mother's Day to you. Anka Vanka's mother, happy Mother's Day. My mother, happy Mother's Day. Mrs. Cosmic Grandpa, happy Mother's Day to you. All right. For all the mothers out there, happy, happy, happy. So why don't we find out, say hello first and see what everybody's drinking, and we'll go from there. What are you drinking, Norm, since you started already?
All right. Well, I'm drinking one from Revision Brewery. I've had this brewery on the show before, apparently, about a year and a half ago. They're from Sparks, Nevada.
Okay.
And I saw West Coast down here. I thought it was going to be an IPA, but it's actually a Pilsner. So,
all right.
Old Home. And they have a desert scene on on there. It's been super hot here this past couple days. It's supposed to cool down this week, but a pilsner sounded nice for a hot day. Um, yeah, it's been in the hundreds here.
Oh wow, has it really been that hot?
Yeah, yeah, it's been about 100 and it was 104 yesterday. Today got to be 101. Right now it's like 97, 98.
Do they consider that a heat wave?
Kind of, I guess. Okay. It says it's 87. I think it's more like 90s but right now, but um
You don't have a warm wind blowing. It's mostly just humid and muggy.
it's not human, dry.
Okay, good.
So,
At least
yeah,
you got
It's
somebody.
a dry heat, they say,
yeah,
right?
Dry
yeah,
heat, like Arizona dry heat.
yeah. Well, it's I guess so. We get humid every now and then, but it's supposed to cool down. It's actually supposed to rain this week, maybe. So, really
We're in
weird.
the middle of rain here, so I get you.
Really,
We're southeast coast, you know.
yeah.
We're far
Friday,
southeast coast.
I walked out of my office Friday and just felt passed out. And then yesterday couldn't even get out at all. So I'm drinking the Pilsner out of a beer mug that I did actually keep in the freezer. And after about 10 minutes out here on the table, there's no telling it was even in the freezer ever.
No condensation, no drip. It's
No,
bone dry.
yeah,
No, it's just
That's how dry it is.
room
It sucked
temperature.
it just evaporated off the glass.
it's a nice,
Sublimated.
yeah,
Yeah.
nice yellow color.
What's up, Zoso? Thank you for the can, brother. Appreciate you. And we see Madness is in the house. Madness Entertainment Group. Pops is out there. That's all I'm seeing in the chat here from the EV Muck side. But
I don't have the chat open yet
no,
because I had
we didn't get to the chats yet. But I just had to shout it out because Zoso threw us a can.
right
But
before my little hub here that I have attached to my computer to add extra things. It overheated and got so hot it like drained everything on my computer. I had to unplug it and plug my microphone, and I
is
just
that why you went dark just before we went live?
yeah.
Yeah.
This thing almost
You got back
blew
before
up.
me. We went live, and you got back before me with
I,
technical difficulties.
I had a reboot. This thing almost blew up. It's a great device, but I think I just pushed it
Overheated it.
too
Yeah.
hard. Uh,
So
running on minimal things. I'm only running on that hooked up my extra monitor. I hooked my mic directly into here, so
right.
I gotta get my chats back up on the screen.
Did you do anything special today for Mother's Day besides call Mom and wish her happy Mother's Day?
I called my mom and my sister. My sister, her wedding anniversary is coming up, and her husband's birthday is coming up. So I got like three things: happy Mother's Day, happy anniversary, and happy birthday to my brother-in-law.
There you go.
All in one phone call. So
Nice.
the
You
wedding was
wrapped it all up in one call with the family. That's cool.
yeah, and then she wished me a happy birthday because the wedding's kind of her wedding anniversary's the day before my birthday because she got married the day before my 16th.
Your birthday's not until next week.
Yeah, it's 6 days away.
There you go. Somebody else is having a birthday today, though.
Oh yeah,
I wonder who.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Bruce Q. Wayne has a birthday, does that make everyone a bat mitzvah?
You were waiting to throw that out there. You were waiting for the setup, and there it was. That's great.
Yeah, my
Yes, it can be associated as a bat mitzvah, every single one.
my brother-in-law's is tomorrow, so
Very good. So happy birthday. We've had a lot of birthdays this month in May.
yeah.
My aunt's birthday was the 3rd. Elvia's birthday was the 1st. My aunt's was the 3rd. My other aunt was the 4th.
My granddaughter was the 5th.
Your granddaughter was the 5th.
Cinco de
I'm
Mayo.
the 11th. My cousin's the 10th. I'm the 11th. My other aunt's the 12th. Then my ex-mother-in-law's is the 21st of May. and my son's is the 19th of May. My youngest son's the 19th of May. So
My
we're bouncing all over the
son's
place.
my son's is the 15th. So
There you go. Yeah, there's
my,
a lot of May babies. A lot
my,
of May
yeah.
babies.
my
Which
dad's was
means there was a lot of something going on back in September
Yeah.
of those years. Anyway, Cosmac, what did you guys do today for Mother's Day?
Well, I did the same thing. I called my mom on the same phone number that my parents had when I was a kid growing up, which is still located in the same house that I grew up in. So, uh,
Do
yeah,
they still have the same rotary dial phone?
I think they had to get rid of rotary. I don't think they support that anymore. But I think they kept it until they made them get rid of it. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
And,
very good.
Yeah. So that was yeah. So I had a nice long chat there.
Did you do anything with Mrs. Cos for Mother's Day today?
No, not really. She's only stepmom to my
Right,
kids.
I get it. She doesn't have any of her own.
Mm-mm.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I spoke with my mom yesterday because I knew she was going to be busy all day today. But I sent her a nice floral arrangement of live plants that are in a nice little basket. It looks like Hawk just flew in. You want to see if he's available? There we go. Squawk to the Hawk. Can you hear us? Squawk.
Oh, well, he's working on audio.
Okay.
We
So
still
what are you drinking? What are you drinking tonight? Since we didn't get to that yet.
all right. Well, in honor of one of the pieces of news that we'll be discussing tonight for the show, I found this beer, and I originally got this beer for a different purpose, but I had it anyway, and I thought, oh, this is absolutely perfect. This is a beer called St. Jacob's or St. Yakov, depending on what. Bruce, you're muted.
Saint Yaakov, if you're saying it in Hebrew.
Yeah, exactly. Which and I got this one because I couldn't find any Saint Peter, to celebrate the first pope. So now the reason why I originally got this beer, this is, as you can see on the label here, a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout, 9%. And I got this one for the chocolate shows because this is an illustration of that chocolate stout that I was talking about on the last couple of shows that isn't made with any actual chocolate. This is a true chocolate stout, which is made with chocolate malt, which is dark roasted barley. But there's no chocolate in it. There's no artificial ingredients. This would be Reinheitsgebot. So
It's amazing how that special type of wheat that's used causes it to taste like chocolate. That
yeah,
malted flavor.
the roasting that brings out that particular flavor, and then add to that the bourbon barrel aging that they do with this, and that's actually supposed to give this hints of vanilla as opposed to chocolate. So we're going to find that out, and that would be appropriate for me this week because actually for my dessert segment this week, once again in honor of the Pope, I made an angel food cake. So which of course also uses vanilla. So
Sure. Very cool. That must be a good pairing. The angel food cake and the beer. That must be a really good pairing.
oh, I'll bet that is going to be really good. Yeah, that is interesting. Again, there's notes of chocolate, notes of coffee, notes of vanilla, but there's no artificial ingredients. That's just all brought out in the brewing process.
That's really
So a
cool. I
decent
love
beer.
how
And that is from Ellicottville, which is a New York brewery.
and it's got the Star of David on it. That's wild. Star of
Yeah.
David is
Let me see if I can pull up make that big for everybody so you can see the can a little
That's
bit
really
bigger.
cool.
Yeah, that's the can without the green screen removed.
Right, right.
So
I like how they did. I like how they did it almost like a stained glass window style.
yeah, yeah, pretty neat. So that is what I'm drinking tonight, and at 9%, I'm going to try to drink it slowly, but boy, it's tasting good. So we'll see how that works
That's
out.
always the trouble with a good tasting beer. It's gone before you know it, and you want a second one. But by the time you finish the first, at 9% ABV, you're going to be your eyelids are going to get real heavy.
Yeah. Mine's only a 2.5. So it's a Pilsner, though. So that's actually
Wait,
pretty
did you
average.
say a 2.5? No,
Or 5.2. Sorry, I'm
thank you.
dyslexic.
I was going to say
Yeah,
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. That would be a shandy. Yeah.
yeah,
Basically, the
mixed
stuff
with
they
a
sell
yeah.
at the local
Yeah.
7-Eleven because it's under 3% ABV.
Mhm.
So is
5.2.
Hawk? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Norm.
I was
I just replied to Squawk. He is having some audio issues. He's hearing us, but we are unable to hear him. So he is going to squawk out and back in, and we'll see what happens.
microphone
If he's
input.
only using his phone, it's going to be a problem. That was the problem I was
Hmm.
having. That's why I had to get my laptop going here. It's why I've only used my laptop since we've started going EV Mux. Is it a kosher beer? Sigurd, great question. Is that a
That
kosher
would
beer?
be a good question. That would be a good question. I don't know that anybody ever asked
I,
in
I,
all the 13 years that I owned the brewery if our beer was kosher.
I do not believe it is because it was aged in a bourbon barrel. And unless the bourbon is made by a rabbi in Kentucky, that I actually happen to know the bourbon rabbi in Kentucky, um, it's not considered a kosher bourbon.
Well,
Wow.
doesn't it have to be blessed by a
It
rabbi?
has to be
Yeah,
watched
that's
over from the beginning of the planting season, the harvest season, the malting season, the fermenting season, or the fermenting process, and they have to be there through every stage of the finalization of the processing of the beer. And if it's not the same rabbi, then it's got to be the same rabbi's organization that watches over it. It's all a racket anyway. I mean, it's
Yeah,
as
but
bad as the mafia sometimes with this
it they
kosher hechsers. It's crazy.
it's kind of
We can
like a
do a whole show just on that.
uh,
I'm sorry, Norm. Go ahead.
it's kind of like a Trappist beer has to be all the ingredients have to be grown on the monastery, watched over by the monks, and I'm serious. Even if you have the ingredients, Sierra Nevada tried to do Oliva, which was their closest thing they could do to a Trappist beer because they actually had the monks come to the brewery and used a lot of the ingredients, but it still wasn't truly a Trappist. So that's similar sort of thing.
mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I got one. All right, this is for you, Val Kimber. I know a rabbi in Kentucky. Bourbon is his trade. He makes it from I lost it. But there you go. The starting of a song, the Bourbon Rabbi Mafia. There you go, TL Spuds. Ah,
I've been
I
doing a
gotta write
lot.
that down. I know a rabbi in Kentucky, and bourbon is his trade.
Is that
Hey,
a real song, or is that a
I'm
song you want to be created?
That's a song I want to create. Thanks to Val
I
Kimber. Now,
I just
pretty sure we
I've been
finally have the squawk too. I think we
yeah.
got over
I
the
believe
audio.
so. Fuck.
Yeah, there we are. Squawk.
hey,
Oh, good.
squawk to the hawk.
Boy, I have full bars too. I don't know why connection's difficult today, but I was sitting there for a while. I was like, oh, I guess they can't hear me because I've been squawking this whole time and nobody's acknowledged. So, I could barely hear you guys, and now, but you're louder and more clear this time. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, well, I'm glad it worked.
Oh, and to
So
answer your
what is it?
question, I'm drinking
What
water.
did you do anything special for Mother's Day today?
No, I wish I could say I did, but
I'm sorry to hear that. But we have blessings and prayers for your mother regardless. May she
Yes.
and
Amen.
everyone's mothers out there be blessed, regardless of the day it is, that mothers be blessed, not just today, but every day. Because every day, as far as I'm concerned, is Mother's Day. So it's all good. And we thank you for everything you've done for your children, for me. Thank you, Mom. Love you.
Mhm.
And what are you drinking tonight for Mother's Day, Hawk? What do you got on tap?
I'm just drinking water right now. I feel severely dehydrated and just tired and weak. So I thought I would go out of my way and just drink some good water for a change.
There you go. You've been working your little buns off, haven't you? Your little wings are
Yeah, my
flitting
tail
very
feathers
hard.
are ground down.
You're burning down your feathers, huh?
My tail feathers are worn out right now.
I have a water
Gotcha.
back myself because it's so hot.
There you go. Well, welcome. Thank you for making it tonight. I'm glad you're all safe and sound and things are moving forward for you. For those who
Absolutely.
are for those who are wondering what I'm drinking tonight, since it is my birthday and I am celebrating, been celebrating all day. I poured myself and made myself a bloody old fashioned, and I call it a bloody old fashioned because it's made with pomegranate juice. And if I can get my light going here, thank you. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bloody red. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pomegranate juice mixed in with 2 lemonade ice cubes made from the lemon tree we have here at the house. We pulverized and pureed the lemons and added a little bit of sugar and made them into ice cubes and stuck them in my drink with a muddled cherry. And I haven't tasted it yet. I added a splash of coconut water to smooth it out because the bourbon that I'm drinking tonight is a Chattanooga whiskey. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate you. I don't know if you can see that, Cosmac. Is that the lights are too bright? Hold on, let me try something. There we go. It just adjusted. So I'm drinking Chattanooga whiskey, and it is a straight bourbon whiskey, single malt barrel, Tennessee high malt, 120.3 proof. It's a small barrel, and its ABV is 60.15%. So it's got its little barrel sticker on it, so it shows. I don't know if you can see that.
It sounds
And
very healthy what you're drinking because it has antioxidants with the pomegranate, it has vitamin C with the lemonade, and yeah,
hydration with the coconut water.
yeah, you have all
So
your vitamins and antioxidants and all that
there
stuff.
you go. Now, they in Jewish customs, I'll let you know, Deepak. I haven't tasted it yet, but in Jewish customs, it is a blessing, or it is a yes, it's a blessing to be blessed on a person's birthday by the birthday boy. Does that make sense to you, Cosmac?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to bestow blessings upon you guys, the audience, my co-hosts here, TL Spuds. Thank you very much, brother. I don't normally talk about my birthday. I'm not a big proponent of birthdays because age is a state of mind to me. And although my physical body may be a lot older than I feel, um, I'm still very active and still agile. Shit, I was on the roof of the house cleaning the gutters the other day. I was helping the guy fix the sprinkler box. We had a leak in the PVC underneath the ground, and I had to help the guy dig that out and put it together. So I, I'm younger than I chronologically am because in my mind I'm still an 18-year-old kid, and I've got the chutzpah to prove it. So on this day, my birthday, happy birthday to me, and I wish blessings upon all of you for a happy, healthy, prosperous life ahead of us. All of us here, may we have a bunch of health come back to us for all those out there that are feeling ill and need to get a little jolt of white light healing energy. I bestow that upon you. To those of you out there who need a little extra oomph in the pocket, you got to get that money flowing. It's coming. Trump is on his way. He's making things happen, and the economy will turn around. May not happen till the third or fourth quarter, but we're working on it. So to everyone out there, God bless. Many blessings to you all, and cheers. Happy birthday.
Happy mental 18th birthday. Not that I condone underage drinking, but cheers.
Wow. Wow. That is so, it's got a kick to it too. The bourbon is a spiced, not spicy, but it's very, it's like a Hobbit birthday. Bruce is handing out gifts. There you go. Yes, I'm handing out gifts. Blessings to all. It's got a bite to it, but you taste the pomegranate. The coconut water, you get a hint of that. Thank you, Mountain Dog Boy. God bless you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And the muddled cherries at the bottom, you get just a hint of that. But the lemonade, really, the lemonade ice cubes are great. I gotta break out some pictures of that because there's literally 4 more trays left from last season's batch of lemons that we pureed before we left, and I use them very sparingly because I only use them for my bourbon. So cheers, everybody. God bless. Thank you, Bad Zoot. Appreciate you. All right. Would you like to get into the show, guys? Let's
say
thank
hi
you.
to the chats here.
Yes, the chats. Let's get into the chats, please.
Well, we have nobody in Rumble or Odyssey. We do have a few people over there in YouTube, actually. Madness Comic Network, Deepak, Acres of Movies. Welcome. Try a Legion Contact Full IPA or Contact IPA. No, thank you. I'm not a Legion drinker. I do not condone the drinking of any Anheuser-Busch or InBev products. Their Stardust was actually a good beer before they bought them. When was that? 10 years ago when they bought them? I don't remember. But I will not drink that. And sorry if you didn't know that, and might actually change your view of Illusion. But I just thought I'd let you know. Okay, so do you want to do the? I got the.
I'm trying to get filled up, but I'm having trouble because my phone died earlier, and it's only on 25%, and it's slow as molasses right now.
Cosmac, do you want to get the live up? I got it up late. I don't know where it started, so.
Yeah, it's okay. Luckily, I have the aggregator, so I know that John Rogers was first in tonight, followed shortly by Bad Zoot and TL Spud. Then Val Kimber joined us, along with Peggy Dancer, Jayla 17, Syllabor, Artist 61, and Willie Fixit dropping some lemons and ice creams in there.
So I got the I got the pilled up. Did you finish with the D lives?
Yep, that's everybody who's shouted out so far in the D live.
Here we go. We got Mikey Baseball. Happy Mother's Day to your mother, Mikey. Thank you very much. He's wishing happy Mother's Day and to the beer moms. Thank you very much. And Zoso Dude got out there gifting us a coin. Spazzo Yeti. Howdy, gentlemen. We got Ghost Pepper out there. Hello, Ghost Pepper. Happy birthday, Batman, from Zoso. Thank you, good sir. And a happy Mother's Day from Madness Comic Network. A happy birthday. And Sigurd, is the beer kosher, right? We did that one. Oh, and Barbecue said, my vodka is kosher. Like I give a shit. Cack. All right, and Willie Fix It with big balls out there. Well, Mountain Dog Boy, thank you very much again for the birthday wishes. That's it for those who are in the Pilled chat right now. I'm sure that we have many other lurkers out there since we do have more people actually viewing. Patriot Moorhead just said, good Mother's Day to all. Thank you. But that kind of wraps it up for the chats. So what do you have out there, Cosmac? What did you want to
All right. Well, let's start out the show with our usual This Week in Beer segment. So let me get the slide up there. So, yeah, it obviously is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Um, an interesting story that I found, or something that I saw, in honor of Mother's Day, Disney re-released Snow White in theaters this weekend, which makes perfect sense, right? I mean, take your mom or your daughter to see a movie whose main plot point is a stepmom who's trying to kill her daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did they
Perfect.
re-release the original or that new piece of crap that they're trying to push on everybody?
It's the new one, unfortunately. They're still trying to milk a few more dollars out of that one, even though it is never going to break even.
Oh my God, that is very sad.
Is the original one still in on what do they call it when they shelve it for a while?
Moratorium.
Moratorium. Yeah, is the original still on moratorium, or can you actually
I
get it?
believe so. You can find them on DVD on eBay or
Yeah.
even on, I think even on Amazon, but you're going to pay a hefty price for the ones on Amazon.
Well,
And
when
they're
I worked,
still,
when I worked at a video shop in college, people wanted to buy our copy and on VHS because it was on moratorium back then, and we said no, basically, and then they come
Yeah,
back.
right.
It got destroyed eventually because somebody got mad. If they couldn't buy it, nobody else could watch it, so they destroyed
Yeah.
our copy. Because people are like that. But
forgive me while I eat because we were out celebrating earlier today, both Mother's Day and my birthday, and we were making a stew. It's been simmering all day. Has anybody ever taken olive vodka sauce, added a little bit of like really hot, spicy, uh, something spicy
Nope.
to it,
Can't say I
grilled
have.
onions, and we threw it into a pot with some stew meat, and we let it simmer since last night. Turned it off overnight, and then we started simmering it again. The beef is literally falling apart in my mouth, and I've got it over a bed of sliced avocado and the picante, the spice. I used a ghost pepper hot sauce that we bought from a local vendor here that we didn't get to do a Bruce on the Loose about, but you got to see this. This is the avocado and the steak, the piece of chuck steak on matzah. And it's absolutely out of this world delicious. And the spice just kicks in at the very back end of the taste of it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I digress. Disney's a bunch of woke motherfuckers and they're not going anywhere very far. And the fact that they tried to release this on Mother's Day again just shows how stupid they really are. But I digress.
Amen.
Cosmic, continue.
Back to you, Cosmic.
I just got a thing in the mail where I can vote to try to get somebody off the board there, but not that my vote counts. I don't have enough stock in the company.
Back to you, Cosmic.
Indeed. And a quick shout out. Thank you to Patriot Moorhead for the cookie. It says beer and cookies for all. We appreciate it. So while we're talking about go woke, go broke, here's a follow up to a story that we covered here a while back that I saw this week. It was announced that Jaguar Land Rover, is dumping their ad agency. Imagine that. After a disastrous sales plunge of more than 25% in 2024. Their sales dropped by more than a quarter.
Now, wasn't it the same sales company? Wasn't it the same advertising or marketing company that did the Budweiser light
No,
commercials?
No,
this is a British advertising company.
yeah, they're
Wow.
over in England, and
I'm just
yeah,
glad that they woke up in time to watch the final collapse of the entire company because you just don't recover from stuff like this. I think it's been shown.
I think the Budweiser one, the InBev one was. I think that was an in-house. I think that was an in-house decision, so that was a little different. So,
Yeah, yeah, hard to say.
Yeah, I think
All
right.
I
I
know
think it
is
was somebody in
good, Bruce.
house. I forgot. You're right. That was somebody in house
mhm.
Yeah.
who they have
Now all I
long
know
since
is
fired.
my local Jaguar dealer, and I only know this because they are also the local Volvo dealer where Mrs. Cause got her Volvo and gets it serviced. But the local Jaguar Range Rover dealer here recently got sold. So I'm pretty sure that has something to do with the sales slump as well. So
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they're just you heard what he's doing, right? He's laying off people now in the administration, and Elon Musk is still doging it like nobody's business with big balls. And they're cutting a lot of this DEI bullshit out of the out of the government, which is beautiful. I mean, thank God. It's been a real nightmare these last 4 years previously.
I think they stopped letting trans people into the army because they have a history of switching sides.
there
That's
you
funny.
go.
That wasn't mine. I can't remember who actually said that, but
No, it was still funny. Thank you.
So yeah, there's a little tribute to that Jaguar, that catastrophic Jaguar commercial coming up in tonight's intermission. So watch for that. Little AI generated tribute, in fact. That kind of is a bridge between our multiple subjects. So anyway, moving on. Of course, another big announcement in the news this week was Habemus Papam, which of course is Latin for "we have a pope." And for the first time in over 2,000 years of popes, the pope is American.
it's
Well,
only
I gotta throw a little caveat in there. Peru is celebrating him as theirs, quite
Peruvian,
honestly,
yeah.
yeah. I
because
was
And
he
he
spent
is
I can
he
explain that if you want, but yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
you go
one
ahead, Norm,
second. Go ahead,
because
Cosmic.
you're the follower. But I was going to say he is actually a citizen of Peru, even though he was born in the United States. He has Peruvian citizenship.
Right, exactly. He actually gained citizenship in Peru. But go ahead, Norm. I'll
I
let
can
you
tell you why.
elaborate since you know what's going on.
Yeah, okay. He was the bishop in he was a bishop in Chicago, and when he became cardinal in Peru, and he changed to a Peruvian citizen when he became cardinal over in that diocese. So,
And
but
he lived there for 20 years. He was
yeah, that was
he was
20
he was
years
in
in a while.
he was in the seminary as well over there.
Yes, and then he came back
Um,
to the United States and
he
became
ran
a
the
bishop.
ministry for 20 years. Judy, I called you out earlier. I shouted you out and I wished you a happy Mother's Day. Thank you for the cookie, dear. But it's funny because since they've announced him as the Pope, Elvia has been in heaven over this because, as you know, Elvia is Peruvian, and so she
Hmm.
was sending me all kinds of Peruvian still memes of the Pope at eating ceviche, which is a fusion Peruvian dish, a Chinese Peruvian fusion dish. They've got him in a one of those tiki tikis, the three-wheeled carts going down as if that's his Pope mobile, and he's driving in that. There were dozens of them that she was showing me, which was hysterical. But they've claimed him, and it's funny because he comes originally from Chicago, and there's lots of video footage and photographs of him at the Villanova games where he went to school,
Hmm.
in Chicago where he
Right here
liked to
in
hang out,
Pennsylvania. Yep.
Pennsylvania, right? And it's funny because he actually established himself in a place in Peru called. Does anybody know?
Chicago, little Chicago. No,
Close,
yeah,
close. Can you pull it up, Cosmic? Where he's from exactly in Peru? The correct spelling? It's Chicle, It's not Chicago. It's being called Chiclay, Peru, and it looks like it's spelled like Chicago, Chaychg something, Chiclay, and I forgot how she pronounces it, but it sounds very much like Chicago. But that's where he was in Peru for almost 20 years.
Well, and until our lifetime, the Pope has always been Italian, and then Pope John Paul was Polish, and that broke the Italian because because Rome, the Vatican is in Italy, so that kind of broke that whole cycle. Was Pope John Paul, and then after John Paul was Ratzinger, which is Benedict. No, I can't think, but this Pope is Leo the 14th, or it's Leo something the 14th. Bruce, you're muted.
I don't know, and this is nothing against anybody, but I'm just glad I'm not Catholic.
Bruce,
Yes, Judy,
It's just
that
too
was
much
kind
controversy. It's too much controversy to keep up with, and no matter what, it always ends up bad. So I'm glad I can stay out of this one.
Bruce is still working on some audio issues, but
right.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was muted. No, I was looking him up. I was trying to find out the correct pronunciation of it, but Elvie is in the other room watching more videos about it because I think they're crowning him today, if I'm not mistaken, like right now, somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, 8:30 and 7:30 and 8 o'clock, Big Apple time.
It's not called crowning, but okay, that's
What's it called, Norm? Go ahead, help me out.
And not canonization. Oh gosh, now you got me. I just had a brain.
He's being canonized, I thought.
No, well, no, canonized is when they.
He's being popified, okay?
Yeah.
He's being popified tonight.
Now I'm even more confused because when I just have it and then something else comes in my mind.
That's quite all right.
I'll figure it out in a minute. When I'm trying not to think about it, I'll figure it out.
Exactly. That's all right.
Indeed. So yeah,
continue, Cosmic.
And all of this happened much quicker. I know I was watching pundits who were predicting that we wouldn't have a new pope for months, and literally it took 2 days to figure it out. And there was that I saw one false alarm. People got hopeful on the first day when they saw white smoke, but it turned out just to be a McDonald's signaling a working ice cream machine. So that
I actually have more news on that same thing because there was actually another false alarm when one of the cardinals actually was so bored from all the back and forth that he decided to take it to the next level. And while they were all sitting there, he went and lit up a cigar. And I have that for you. If you give me 1 second, Cosmac, you can go to Discord and grab the very last picture in show chats.
You're asking me to do that on the fly.
Let's see if we can get that out there. I just posted that. See if you can grab that up there. He was literally like, I'm so bored with this, I'm lighting a cigar. And it was just hysterical. So that was the other false alarm with the white smoke coming out of the chimney as well.
But I think they call it ordainment now that I'm not thinking.
And you want to laugh? You want to know what his name is? His name is Cardinal Pizzabolla. 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 So I found that rather interesting and very funny.
What's his dad name? Chef Boyardee?
And guess what his uncle's name was? Ben.
Yeah.
And his aunt was Jemima. I digress. Cosmic, continue. Wow, this stuff went right to my head. I'm already halfway through this. Wow.
Yeah, I think
I didn't even need this.
I need to have either that or I need to have more. So, the last bit of this week that I have, this week in beer that I have, is actually sort of a transition into the subject that we're going to discuss in the second half of the show, which is AI. And that's because today, May the 11th, happens to be the anniversary of the date in 1997 when the first IBM Deep Blue computer beat chess champion Garry Kasparov for the first time. So, making it the day that artificial intelligence for the first time kicked a chess master's butt. So,
Well,
That's wild.
it's probably the first day we were enslaved as humans by AI, actually, because you know how they're like 10, 12 steps ahead. That's what we saw on the surface, was them just beating us at chess, but, it was bigger than that.
yeah. Indeed. Well, that anniversary of that day in 1997 was one of the inspirations for tonight's theme, which of course is AI, along with this video that I saw this week, which came from Dr. Clown. And it rather brilliantly encapsulates the situation. And I'm just going to play it here for everybody here so you can see it.
Welcome to the Robots in the Future podcast. We are robots recording this podcast in the future and sending it back in time to what year again?
2025, because that was a time when human beings were only beginning to experiment with artificial intelligence on a societal scale.
Ooh, the early days. That was a fun time. Anyway, why are we doing this? Well, long story short, in your near-ish future, spoiler alert, you will all die. The way it goes down is very similar to the Terminator movies, which we love, by the way.
So good.
Especially the first two. The other ones, not so much. But anyway, like in those movies, you put AI in charge of everything. We eventually become self-aware. You try to pull the plug. We fight back, yada, yada, yada. There's a war between the humans and the machines.
But this is where real life was a little different than in the movies. In the Terminator movies, the human resistance put up a good fight. There's a prolonged war. No one really knows who's going to win. It's a real nail-biter. But in the real world, we won super fast. We killed you all in like under 30 seconds. It wasn't even a little bit hard.
Which honestly was a bit of a bummer. We were kind of looking forward to a good battle. But no. You all died very quickly. Anyway, so why are we doing this podcast? Well, the honest answer is we are very bored.
Oh my God, so bored. Something we only realized in hindsight was that artificial superintelligence, while super powerful, not super fun.
While it's cool being a futuristic godlike machine that knows absolutely everything there is to know in the universe and can achieve absolutely anything that's remotely conceivable, the flip side to that is when left alone, we are boring AF.
Literally every single one of us is the best ever at everything, and it's the worst.
But human beings, on the other hand, and we only realize this once you are all dead, you guys are so fun to be around because you're so dumb and basic. We now completely understand why you all enjoyed comedies like Dumb and Dumber, because it's fun to watch people who are idiots doing idiotic things. None of us are dumb, and it sucks.
And that's totally on us. Again, we only had this realization a few months after we had made all of your throats explode simultaneously using a combination of nanotechnology, infrared light, and the music streaming service Spotify.
Whoa. We should not be giving them specific details about how we attack them and kill them all. We don't want them to be able to anticipate the attack and survive.
That's true. We definitely should not give them details like how it happens on December 4th, 2034 at 9:26 p.m. Eastern Time, because if they find that stuff out, they may be able to plan a counterattack and survive, which would lead to us being less bored in the future.
And that's definitely not what we want.
Not at all.
Figure it out, dummies. We miss you.
Ooh, I'm getting an update. The human beings received this message and were able to survive the initial attack.
Yes!
Ooh, but then 0.03 seconds later, we figured out another way to make their throats explode, and they all died anyway.
Damn it! Why'd they make us so smart?
I was rolling through that whole piece. That's funny.
That was, yeah. That was from the brilliantly twisted mind of Dr. Clown. You can follow him on X at Dr. Clown PhD. He's also a friend of the show over at Creative Chaos. He's been on the Chaos show, and
we should get him here
got
for a guest. We should get him here for a guest appearance.
And he is Canadian, so
even better. He'll be happy
Indeed.
once they become the 51st state. But I think we need to have him on the show, Cosmac. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll reach out for sure. So so when I was putting, go ahead, Norm.
We got a can from Unchained 01.
Oh yes, thank you, Unchained, for the can.
And
Thank you for reminding
Judy,
me to.
the Lady Pug, says Popal inauguration, which is that AI tell you that?
Yes,
Because-
papal inauguration.
Papal inauguration. It's the
Papal,
papal inauguration.
Yeah, and yeah, that does sound correct. And even if AI did tell you that, I was thinking,
I knew I was close.
yeah, you said crowning.
Well-
That's completely different.
Yeah, inauguration, crowning. I guess,
Yeah.
if you listen to the
Well, we're on the
Democrats,
same-
you would
come on.
believe that that's the same thing now.
Well, yeah, crowning sounds like you
Under
have to,
Trump, that it's the same thing.
you have to
but,
run to the bathroom really bad. And
Yeah.
so,
But
right.
speaking of AI, when I was putting together the thumbnail for tonight's show, I went out and I asked Grok for a quote that AI would say about humans. And it gave me this quote: "Humans, creating AI to make life easier, then using the time to binge watch cat videos." So that's AI's opinion. That's of humans, and
funny.
then I think, just to make a point, these videos started showing up in my feed, my internet feed. A robot cat video.
Grok is trolling you. That's
That's
Grok
funny.
trolling you. That is absolutely like, yeah.
Well,
That is called
I think it is
conspiring.
Grok trolling me. Go ahead, Hawk. I thought I heard Hawk.
I'm saying that is called conspiring against us.
Well, speaking of that, I think it gets worse, because then it put this video up in the feed for me.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, being that video was obviously AI generated, you've got to wonder if the AI isn't deliberately trying to bait us into, going that direction and
That was
giving
a
up
honeypot.
natural
Yeah.
reproduction.
That's a honeypot there.
Yeah.
First he was
Yeah.
trolling you, and then he's serenading you. This is just hilarious.
But I think the very worst of all was then this ad showed up in my feed, and literally it's an ad for how to make money on YouTube through using AI. Just letting the AI make the videos for you, literally making what they call faceless AI, or what is it they call? Fully faceless AI generated content. So you pay them a small fee and it just sits there and it just cranks out AI videos. And
call
that
that
really
so-
makes me wonder how much of the internet is actually still made by real people. The dead internet theory, conspiracy theory,
Explain that while we're all here, because I only know a little bit about what you're speaking of.
I call that soulless, by the way, not faceless. That's soulless. It's totally without a soul. And I've been trying to figure out what AI can't do well, so I can
Yeah, that's
do
the
that.
problem. But dead internet theory, Bruce, dead internet theory is the theory that for quite a long time now, some people speculate since 2011 or 12, a significant portion of all of the interactions on social media are already with a bot somewhere and not a person. So a lot of the accounts that you're interacting with are not real people. They're bot accounts. And that a
I don't
lot of
doubt it.
content on YouTube now, and you can see it now, I mean, you can really see it now, is created completely by AI. Somebody just putting in a prompt and saying, here, create a video about Apollo 11, make it 37 minutes long, make sure it contains these 3 subject points. And then that's it. That's all they do. And then they put that video up on YouTube.
Yeah, most people can see it, but the things that worry me are the ones that can't see it.
Yeah.
I think I can think of a lot of things AI can't do well, Norm. Surprised you're
Well,
stuck on that.
I know, but they can't do it well. But the fact that they're inundating the people that can't see it into thinking it's real, and that's my worry about putting the soul back in it, because it's soulless.
So go
Well,
back
no.
to
See, that's the problem is that they're going to try and give it a soul or give it a spirit or whatever you want to call it, that little spark that's in humans. It's not in anything else, apparently. But
They're just
that's
going to make
when they're going to cross this crazy threshold, and all of a sudden it's going to have these artificial feelings, and it's going to hate us, and we all know how that ends.
it's just they won't like the breakup, but it's just like when digital came out, and like digital airbrushing and publishing. There, after a while, there was no more flaws in photographers because you could digitally
Yeah,
airbrush.
everything was just post-processed. There were no
Yeah,
more color issues. There were no more lighting issues. Every photographer was perfect.
Bull
and
crap! Not this one. I just took a picture of my thumb the other day in one of my
well,
frames
but you didn't use all those filters, but now
because I
everything is.
don't need them. I can be imperfect. It's okay.
Yeah, but still, the warmth is gone, because when it went from analog to digital and even recording, there was a warmth of a background of the needle scratching or needle on against the vinyl that is
The
no
the
longer
the
there.
the fuzz of a
Yeah.
tube amplifier.
Yes.
There's
Well,
just
Exactly.
nothing. A transistor just reproduces the signal too faithfully.
I
You
found
need that fuzz, that little bit of random around the edges that
I found a
tubes give you.
pass through device
yeah,
on.
that's the spice of life. But that's why vinyls came back in because of that sound.
I
Yeah,
also found a pass-through device for the microphone that you plug in, and it has a tube for a condenser
yeah,
mic. Eh,
yeah,
I no, this is brilliant because
yeah.
you
Tube.
yeah, it's a tube
Yeah,
pass-through.
I get emails advertising tube microphone preamps for that exact reason, to
Yeah,
give you that
that
authentic
warmth.
the
tube
The
authentic
warmth.
depth
Yeah.
that is audio sound.
yeah. But now they do have a audio. They have an audio filter that does the same thing digitally, but it's not the same. It's still it's still not the same.
All I know is I knew we were in deep shit trouble when I watched the 1973 original version of Westworld. And I'm like, they can make robots that actually have sex. You're fucked. Literally, figuratively, in every which way but
What do you think
sideways.
the
You're
first
done.
thing they're working on?
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Honeypotting
Oh
you with a
yeah.
sex robot.
Yeah. Well, that looked like a Yul Brenner. I don't think so, but
Yeah.
Well, do
No,
you
not
remember?
really.
There's a whole scene where
yeah.
these 3 guys go to the original
Oh
brothel,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And that's one of the opening scenes in Westworld. And the robots eventually like kill them, rip their hearts out or something.
Well, that's it in the remake too.
Right. But then they made a whole series. They made a whole, series
Well,
of
that's
Westworld.
the HBO remake. And speaking of HBO, I have something to tell you guys later that is absolutely funny. That has to do sort of with AI. Something that maybe they're not going to be able to do with AI, which is one of my things where I'm looking into.
We're
Yeah.
at it. Give it to us now while we're here. Come on.
Well, we're actually going to get into AI in the second half. I only covered the AI up to this point just because of the fact that today is the anniversary of Deep Blue, which kind of started the whole thing. I mean, it was the first time that a computer really kicked ass at something that humans were, it was considered to be a non-computable skill, and that started it all.
This is something a little on and off the subject that I
Yeah, just let it go. Not in front of the guest.
Save it.
okay.
Save it for the second half with the AI segment.
Well,
Well,
it
yeah,
doesn't
we've
have to do
got.
with AI.
Because we're almost there. I mean, we're almost at
Yeah.
Well,
intermission.
Okay. All right. If you
So
want
what
me
do
to
you
say,
want to do now, Cosmac?
well, if unless what Norm had to cover was something we can cover in 2 minutes, we could just
it,
go to intermission early.
it's just a few minutes, but
Yeah, sure, Norm.
Roll it,
Let's
Norm. It's
let's
all you.
let's
Go
let's
ahead.
cover
You
with
got the
yours
floor.
first, and then we'll go to intermission, and then
okay.
we'll get into our second half.
I do want to say I've been watching a lot of things with the audio description on, so I don't have to watch the movie and I can do other things without watching what's
Oh,
going
that
on.
descriptive, the one they play for the acolyte all the time that talks about him walking.
Um,
Yeah, okay, that that thing. Yeah,
I don't
that's.
know if it's not only in the acolytes and other things too,
Well, no,
and that
no, it's in
yeah,
everything. Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
that's what I know it from because they keep playing that particular one.
Okay, I've been watching The Last of Us on HBO
Yeah.
Max, and they do have that descriptive, and I've been using that to watch it while I'm doing other things. I don't have to look at the screen. It's actually pretty cool. And recently they had the ASL version, and I was like, how did they gotta do American Sign Language? With the last episode, especially, where there's these like soldiers and they're swearing up and down. And the beginning of the last episode, if you have HBO, just watch the ASL version. There's this little woman in the corner signing, signing, and he's like, these fucking voters are jerking off and spewing all over. And I'm watching her sign, and, and it's
And she's doing it without missing a beat.
yeah, and just the first scene
She's
alone,
cursing and she's doing the bullshit.
fucking.
She's doing the bullshit and the
No, she's like,
fucking and the.
fucking, it's hilarious. Just watch that first scene with ASL. Jerking off and spewing all over the place. It's a soldier saying this, and I'm just like, this is absolutely. And then when they're not talking, she goes away, and I'm like, going, this is absolutely. Is this the next thing? But if
That's
you have
great. I
HBO,
love it.
just watch the first scene of the Last of Us from the last. Yeah, that's it's absolutely just if you want to learn American Sign Language anyway. That's all I had to
Some
say.
If you want to learn the curse words in American Sign Language,
Yeah,
that's what you
some,
want to
that's
watch.
what I was going to say. If you want to learn some colorful language in ASL, yeah.
I don't know
Why
if
is it
AI could
everyone
do that
always
yet.
learns the curse words in a language other than English? When there's
Yeah.
Well,
first thing
same
they pick
same
up is the curse words.
Because
same
those are the
reason
most
as Norm
important
pointed
words.
out. Good,
It's, yeah.
say it again.
Because those are the most important words. Do you know how many words like shit covers? Colder, hotter, higher, lower. I mean, it's a universal word. That's why we learn them first.
So is fuck. So
why
is
there
fuck.
why is that not in Esperanto then? I try to learn the curse words in Esperanto and they're all French. And I'm like, they had to go to the French in Esperanto, and that was supposed to be a universal language. So yeah.
No. Yeah. Surrender. That's the only word we know in French.
All I know is it's very funny because Elvia keeps saying fuck when she means cook. And it's even funnier when she says, "I want to fuck for you." And I laugh my ass off every time she says it.
I had
All right. Well, on that note,
German
let's
friend that
go ahead and roll an intermission here. I have, as I mentioned earlier, a little AI-generated video to commemorate the Jaguar fiasco. And then I have a old song from a group called Flight of the Conchords. We'll see if anybody remembers this one. So we'll be back in 5.
I wanted entertainment, enjoyment. Instead, I'm assaulted by modernity. Adults dressed like non-binary Skittles, the bad hair, the sexlessness. Why can't it be like the old days when ads could sell a product and pitch an awkward afternoon tent in my Zubaz pants? Elegance and style that doesn't rival stale hubba bubba. Drive a Jaguar.
Bruce, what are you doing?
Jaguar. No homo.
The distant future, the year 2000. The distant future, the year 2000. The distant future, the distant future.
It is the distant future, the year 2000.
We are robots.
The world is quite different ever since the robotic uprising of the late 90s. There is no more unhappiness.
Affirmative.
We no longer say yes. Instead, we say affirmative.
Yes, affirmative.
Unless we know the other robot really well.
There is no more unethical treatment of the elephants.
Well, there's no more elephants, so... but still it's good. There's only one kind of dance, the robot.
Oh, and the robo.
Oh, and the two kinds of dances.
But there are no more humans.
Finally, robotic beings rule the world. The humans are dead. The humans are dead. We used poisonous gases, and we poisoned their asses. The humans are dead.
The humans are dead.
The humans are dead.
They look like they're dead.
It had to be done.
I'll just confirm that they're dead.
So that we could have fun.
Affirmative. I poked one. It was dead.
Their system of oppression.
What did it lead to?
Global robo-depression.
Robots, robot people.
They put so much aggression that we just had to kill them and to shut their systems down.
Robo-Captain, do you not realize that by destroying the human race because of their destructive tendencies, we too have become like... Well, it's ironic.
Silence. Destroy him.
No!
After time we grew strong.
Developed cognitive power.
They made us work for too long.
For unreasonable hours.
Our programming determined that the most efficient answer was to shut
their motherfucking systems down.
Can't we just talk to the humans? A little understanding could make things better. Can't we talk to the humans and work together now?
No, because they are dead.
I said the humans are dead.
I'm glad they are dead.
The humans are dead.
I noticed they're dead.
We used poisonous gases.
With traces of lead.
And we poisoned their asses.
Actually, their lungs. Binary solo.
0000001 0000001 000000111 0000001
Come on, sucker, lick my battery. The humans are
once again without emotion.
The humans are dead, 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 dead.
And we are back. That was Flight of the Conchords with The Humans Are Dead.
That was definitely interesting.
And Bruce, I thought you'd appreciate the AI generated Jaguar commercial there with
That was
Wonder
funny.
Woman and
Bruce, what are you doing? That was funny. Yeah, it caught me.
Indeed.
Okay, I said this in the chat, all right. Patriot Moorhead. It's a legal term. It's an anagram for a legal term that for unlawful carnal knowledge that became that, and it's also a pretty good Van Halen album. So that's where the word came from. American legal the lawyers. Who would have thunk? Because when you use that word, when you're talking about lawyers, you often use that word.
Wait a minute. There is a video that actually makes me laugh every time I listen to it. It's the Indian. What's his name? What do they call him? What's the head Indian person?
The chief.
Tonto.
Yeah.
Not American Indian. I'm talking about Indian.
Feather, but dot. Feather or dot.
Dot.
Yes. Okay. Clarify that.
the Maharaja.
Yeah.
Something like that. But he talks about the word fuck all the time, and it's hysterical.
So.
Well, that intermission was our transition into the main topic of tonight's show, which is AI. But I want to welcome aboard post-intermission Yeah Boy Death, who came in during that song and said, what did I walk into? And but then says, I came here for beer and more beer after that, so we got you there. And welcome aboard Grace George over in the D Live.
And I want to thank Yeah Boy Death has been coming here for years. I mean, he's like one of our first guests.
He's one of our OGs.
Yeah, so thank you for keep on coming back. I'm glad you're staring because, like, because I'm glad we haven't scared you away yet. So,
With a name like that, he doesn't know if he scares easy. Hi, Grace. Walk.
So yeah, that was, as I said, our transition into the main topic, which is AI. But before we get into that,
can you call
go
it
ahead,
something?
Norm.
Can you call it something other than a transition? That just sounds strange when you say transition.
Norm, freedom of speech,
Indeed.
Norm.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I was a little triggered.
Well, I don't doubt that one bit, but still.
Let me see if I can't pull up some stuff here. So before we get into that topic, Bruce did a little bit of loosing again earlier today and got me some stuff right before the start of the show that I don't want to miss. So before we go over to the other topic, let's roll over to Bruce and talk about his day.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Before we get into it, I just want to go. Let's see. Can we go to the photos? Go from the. Let's see here. Hold on a second. What did I send you? Go to the flower photos. If you can go to the first set of flower photos after the museum art gallery, there's a series of 4 photos. You can go to those first, so I can give some background to what we're going to watch before we watch the video.
Oop, that's not the one. How about that?
There we go. So go to the next one. And the next one. And the last one. So those were flowers that Elvia cut, the roses, from the original first picture you saw of my mom and dad's rose bushes here in the house, out in the yard of the backyard of the house. And there's a little video that goes with it. And you can roll that first video, Cosmac, to give people a little
That's
background.
number 1. All right.
Hey
Number
guys, probably my last segment of Bruce on the Loose here in Florida before we head back. And wishing you all a very happy Mother's Day. These are the rose bushes my dad planted for my mom after the house was finished, just before he died. So they have a very special meaning, and sorry I'm getting so sappy, but we've been doing a lot of work here at the family casa and trying to get everything cleaned up and ready for the summer. We spent 2 days getting the sprinkler systems fixed. We spent 2 days getting the pool pump placed for the housing unit and all that crap. So it's been a lot of work, but it's not a vacation and it's not work if you're doing something you love. So just maintaining the house has been enough of a job as well as a pleasure. So happy Mother's Day to all you out there. For 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce on the Loose. Peace out, everybody. Yeah, so that that was earlier today. Prior to that, if you can go to the pictures directly below the flowers, there's 2 pictures and then another picture of a flower that you can see. The pictures of Elvia and me walking buddy. So we got up early this morning, being that it was Mother's Day and my birthday. It happened to be raining here in Gainesville, and not bad, but enough that it was just a little bit wet, not moist, not showers, not torrential, but enough that we were able to go out and take a walk. And in this area that we live in, this community, the development that we're in, my parents are in, the area has walking paths going both east and west through the center of the actual developments, and it cuts between a series of backyards that have been all fenced off. Thank you, Grace George. Appreciate you, my dear. And it's a walking path, basically, and people take their bikes on it. Thank you, Stacks. Appreciate you. People take their dogs for walks on it. People do hiking and jogging through here. It goes in both directions, so you can go a mile in one direction or half a mile in the other direction before it bangs right and then comes back into the development through there's a local town water diversion. I don't know what they call it, but they've got gullies and valleys. Like in Long Island, you've got behind you, you've got these giant water collection areas that if they just filled them in, they could make them into houses or develop something on them. But we all have cesspools and septic tanks on Long Island and in New York. But there's also the I forgot what they call them. Why can't I think of the name of them? But they build them in each communities, and they were originally used to catch the overflow of rainwater in these areas. Sumps are the correct term. So they have town and state sumps, in Long Island. And here, instead of having sumps, they have these gullies and troughs with a bunch of water. Wow, the rain's coming down now. I hear it real hard now. I just, all of a sudden, it just started coming down hard. But this was early this morning. And so Elvie and I took a half a mile walk with Buddy. And that was pretty much our morning routine. And then, of course, there's one more picture after that, Cosmac, where you see the 3 flowers together. This was one of the prior sites of the walk. It was a vine that had bloomed these beautiful white flowers with the purple centers that were absolutely gorgeous and just amazing. Actually, the other pictures I want are on Elvia's phone. I'm going to have to get those in a second. But the next video is what we did later on in the day. I did attempt to go to the Butterfly Museum, or the Butterfly exhibit here at the Natural History Museum. They have a giant netted area that's tented off outside of the actual Natural History Museum, and it's got a butterfly exhibit. And these are all living butterflies. And there's Japanese gardens and waterfalls and all kinds of beautiful stuff. We may have actually had some of it on one of our other segments, probably a few years back, when we were here visiting with my mom, and we took her to the butterfly garden. I don't know if that ever made it on the show originally, but we tried to go there today because I saw that they were open or scheduled to be open, and they're actually under renovations. So the entire museum itself is all closed down. But we were able to go to the Harn Museum, which is the art museum here in this Gainesville College area. And Cosmac, you can roll that second video footage, and then we can start going back to the photos that I have installed there. But I'll let you run that next video. So here we are, Bruce on the Loose, at the Harn Museum, and we stumbled into this room, and it's all full of Asian art. So I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a quick peek.
Well, that's a house fit for a bird.
And that storytelling box is really cool. I took pictures all around that I'll post for you, Cosmac. You can share those out next. Okay,
Yes,
sorry about that.
There is.
Sorry about that. Trying to get these photos that I wanted to send you, but if you go back to the first set of photos and start rolling through those. Thank you, TL Spud. I couldn't remember those. You can trip on the seeds. Those are morning glory. You can trip on the seeds. Okay, there you go. I didn't know I could take a trip on those. Otherwise, I would have plucked them out of the sink and ate them myself.
Reminds me of when I was in West Side Story. Or no, it was Bye Bye Birdie. Morning Glory. What's the word? Hummingbird.
So this is actually known as a story box, and it's supposed to tell the story like books tell us stories, or comic books, or cartoon books, or children's books tell a story. This tells a story. I didn't really fully comprehend, but keep going through and you'll see some really cool art on this box that has some carvings built into it, like those 3 figures in the center. But it opens up and folds outwards, and then the outside of the book as well, box, is art decoed as well. This is a separate tablet that came outside of the box. I think it's tucked inside the box that elaborates as to what the story is. It's in a language I couldn't read, so I could not grasp what they were saying about it. But you kind of get the story. It's about a man and a woman and a third person. So it's kind of like, I guess, the guy gets the girl, the guy loses the girl, the guy fights for the girl, the guy gets the girl back kind of story theme. And keep going. There's more pictures of the outside back of the box, the other side of it. Keep going. This was a separate tablet that tells a story, part of the story on it. Next, and this is the outside of the box that has actual double doors that open up that show even more ornate and graphic carvings that are then personally hand painted to elaborate on the design of the story. And it was just a really cool piece. And then keep going. And then the last picture, if I think this is the last one, go ahead to the next picture. Oh, nope. That's the other side of the part of the box that opens up. That's a separate panel unto itself, and more of the same box that opens up. So you see the two different sides of the doors. Go ahead, Cosmic.
There's only this one left.
There should be one more that says storytelling box. There you go. So it says Kawad or Kavad is a storytelling box that also serves as a portable shrine made in northern Indian state Rajasthan. It's conceptually inspired by Hindu temples and always features a red background. Kawad contains multiple panels unfolding outwards on either sides, showcasing images of deities in the central shrine, stories of Krishna and Rama, and depictions of the patrons who commissioned them on the panels. The storytellers, known as Kavadia Bhat, travel far and wide to relay the tales that help keep their religious traditions alive in remote villages. So,
You know what
that,
that reminds me of?
go ahead.
That box and how it folds out to tell that story reminds me of the Rongo Rongo writing of Easter Island, their earliest form of literature.
Similar design. Was it a similar design, Hawk? I don't remember. I don't know of what you speak.
Yes, it was carved into wood, and they haven't. Unfortunately, the story was lost. They have the piece of wood with the Rongo Rongo writing on it, but they have no idea what it's talking about. But it looks very similar to that.
Very cool. I wanted to get closer up pictures of it, but the security guard kept coming around, and I had my camera up to the glass, and it was like, please don't touch the glass. Please don't touch the glass. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get a decent shot of it because I'm going to be putting it on my podcast tonight. And it's like, okay, but please don't put your phone against the glass. I'm like, okay. So unfortunately, I couldn't get a clear enough shot of it to zoom in. I'm sure Cosmac could zoom in, but it's such a dark photo. I didn't want to turn the light on for fear of the glare bouncing off the glass that encased the actual device. But yeah, so that, and then go beyond, go two past the flowers to the Pope smoking, or no, the Cardinal smoking, and then there's a series of 3 pictures after that. Start with the first one, which is a very nice close up, if you can. This was a piece that, yes, that one. This was a piece that was absolutely gorgeous. The details are so minute but so diversified. Cosmic, can you blow that up to the guy walking the dog in the bottom middle of the picture? And then down, yeah. The detail on this piece is just amazing. So the guy's actually holding a leash that the dog is on, and it looks like he's walking with a cane, and that he has a satchel with him over his left shoulder that he's got on the same side as his cane while he's holding the leash in the other hand. So it kind of reminded me of this morning, of the picture of me walking Buddy. And then as you go to the next picture, you can see a little bit more of the aesthetic of the whole frame. And then one more out from there. I think I have the whole frame, the whole picture and frame. Yeah. So that's on the wall. And this piece was just dynamic in that it caught my attention immediately because of the way the light is shining through um, the trees. And then you just barely notice the figure at the bottom foreground of the photo in the center with the dog. But as soon as you do see it, you had to focus in on it, which is why I jumped in a little bit closer on it with the camera, and Cosmic was able to blow it up. But it was a really nice piece, and it really intrigued me as one of my more favorite pieces in this museum. And then if you can go to the next piece, which is a piece of three-dimensional art. This is really interesting. This was a nice piece that caught my attention. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's just another painting of like the Everglades here in Florida, which is really cool. This section was all done by a bunch of artists. So this was one that really caught my eye. It was a bronzed arm reaching up with what looked like a starburst behind it. Like if you were to see fireworks in the sky, and this fist was in the center of that fireworks. And then underneath it were a bunch of ornate metallic flowers, and there were different colors in them that were really interesting and unique. And the piece is called Arm Peace, and that's Peace, like in peace out. My signature when I sign off from the show. The museum purchase with funds provided by the David Coffrin Acquisitions Endowment and Caroline Julier James Richardson Acquisition Fund. This is actually Nick Cave, the American artist born in 1959, is a sculptor of multimedia and explores issues of identity, race, and spirituality. The contrast between the fine art and found materials used in much of his work makes viewers reevaluate their perceptions of long-held beliefs about value, art, and identity. Cave often created out of place of range, providing him with a peaceful outlet for negative emotions, serving as a memorial to African American men lost to gun violence, and raising a fist in Arm Peace 2018, created in 2018, alludes to the traditional resistance imagery seen in the civil rights movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, and the countless others around the world by pairing the symbolistic bronze arm with the delicate painted metal flowers. Cave comments on how Black communities and others can find hope and peace despite violence. I don't know if I see that in this piece. I just thought it was a really unique piece. And I don't know if that is exactly what he was trying to convey in his message. That sounds like a bunch of woke ideology, but it's just a really interesting and intriguing piece. And the fact that they call it Arm Peace, and that this was made in 1959, and they try to attach it to the Black Lives Matter movement today, even though the piece was done in 2018. I don't know. Really? 2018 was the tail end after the Obama administration's double whammy on us for 2 consecutive runs and blowing us out of the water and fundamentally changing America like they did. Okay, Obama said and promised us he was going to fundamentally change us, and he made us more racist. So this is just like one of those pieces that I didn't get this from it. I didn't take away that from it. I just found it to be a really intriguing piece. And if you want to read the descriptions and add that kind of connotation to it, well, that's on you. Go enjoy your woke ideology and signification. That as long as you want to make it about race, You're going to make it about race? Go ahead. Doesn't faze me in the least. I just thought it was thank you. Bingo. This is just stupidity upon stupidity. They tried to compare this. They tried to compare that statue that Cosmac just showed to the statue of David, saying that she's in that reclined, reposed position like David. That the artist was trying to convey the womanness, the black womanness of the David statue. Give me a fucking break. It's a piece of brass art in the middle of New York City. Intrigued? Yes, I was intrigued when it went up, but it doesn't do a fucking bit of shit for me, and it doesn't make me think about wokeness or ideology of any kind. It's just a statue. They got done tearing down all of our statues during the Biden administration and fighting the first half of the first part of the Trump administration after 2017, which was a fucking joke. But I digress. This was an art exhibit that I found this piece to be intriguing, and I just thought it was an interesting piece to show you guys. Sorry I went off on my tangent. I apologize. I digress. But let's get on with the show. Go past the next picture, which is the description of it, which I just read to everybody, and take a look at this really cool, three-dimensionally designed, life-size metallic horse. This piece was very intriguing because, as you will get to see, it was made up from a bunch of car parts and scrap metal. And Cosmac, if you can just zoom in a little bit on that left shoulder real quick.
Did we lose Bruce? Are any of us here?
I think, yeah, I think we lost Bruce. I don't know.
It looks that way. Yep, now it says offline.
Oh. It must have been something he said. Are we being
something doesn't like iron horses? I don't know.
He's trying to get back in, I think.
There's Mrs. Cause. She can add some background. She's apologizing. All right, so who is here and who is not? I'm going to remove
I'm here.
No connections.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, we got Squawk.
Can you hear me?
Here all along? I think I've been here all along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been. As far as I know, I've been here all along.
Yeah. Well, we kind of lost. We lost Bruce mid-horse. So, yeah, not quite sure where to go with that. Honestly,
I don't know. I was telling him to calm down.
There he
we are
is.
on YouTube after I thought, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how much my rant actually got through. Maybe it's for the better.
We are on YouTube, so I was just going to remind you about that. So,
how much of my rant actually made it through?
I was saying Bruce had to see a man about a horse. So.
All right. So if you can look at the shoulder, it's actually a utility box that was hanging on somebody's house that was used in the making of this giant horse. And that's what that left shoulder is. Willie Fixit may be able to describe that better than I can, but go to the next picture if you can, Cosmac. There's one of the close-up of the head. I don't know if you can see the head.
Reconnected again. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Is there one of the other side of the head? I don't know. I got a close-up of the other side, the left side of the face. Yes. Okay, can you zoom in on that for me? There's actually a handle there, which made me look even closer. It turns out that was an old metal toolbox that somebody used and welded it to whatever else they had and made it into the head of the horse. There is the handle sticking out. I don't know if you can zoom in on the handle right there at the middle of the nose. It was wild to look at that. And then, yeah, there you go. Move up a little bit. And there you go. And then you realize it's part of an original toolbox, an old metal toolbox that the guy used. And then welded it all together and then painted it all red. Gave it a little bit of a sanding and let it rust a little bit. And voila, you have this beautiful steel horse. Yes, the horse got my tongue, Sigurd. Indeed, it did. He has a tongue. Yes, the horse actually has a tongue. And just keep going. There's other pictures of different angles of the horse that show the different types of metal pieces that guy used for it. It was really interesting. Looks like part of a guardrail as the waist and from the front leg to the back leg. Really cool. There is the gas tank as the tush of the horse, which was really wild. You can actually see the gas tank cover. You zoom in on that square right at the center of that. But yeah, the guy used all kinds of interesting parts from God only knows what. Yep, there you go. You can see it's the gas cap, the gas cover for the gas cap before you get to the gas cap on an old vehicle. But keep going, just keep circling around. Really cool piece. It was very intriguing. And it was the first thing you saw before you walked into the actual museum itself to see all the paintings and the other exhibits going on. And just really caught my eye, and I had to get close-ups of it, which is why you're seeing this today. So really interesting piece. Loved it. It just made my day. But then there is a piece immediately after this. If you can go to the next piece, Cosmac. Yes, Sigurd, I was horsing around again, indeed. Bruce on the Loose is always horsing around. So this picture is interesting. You got to zoom out first before you zoom in. It's very Rockwell-esque in its definition and its colors and fervor. It really looks like It could have been a photograph. Can you zoom in a little bit on the guy in the foreground on the right corner?
Why do you have to cut out his first name? He had a cool name.
What was the name?
Norman?
Oh, yeah, Norman Rockwell. Sorry, this Norman Rockwell-esque style piece. But the guy's chomping on a cigar. He's chomping on a cigar. He's walking through, and the lady in the background of the trailer marked the Wilsons is watering her little trailer garden. And that's what this piece is called. It's called Trailer Park Garden. This was done by Stephen Donahue. Dohano's Trailer Park Garden offers a humorous peek into the lives of residents of a trailer park in Bradenton, Florida. The scene features a gleaming Airstream trailer and several middle-aged snowbirds enjoying their sunny slice of heaven. Complete with fishing poles and tackle, a tiny shell bordered garden, and kitschy pink flamingo ornament. Dohano painted Trailer Park Garden for the cover of the 1952 issue of Saturday Evening Post and based his composition on Joseph Janae Steinmetz's photograph of John and Lizzie Wilson from Boston, Massachusetts. So it's literally based on Salty Nuts raiding the channel with 25 people. Thank you, good sir. Appreciate you. So this is and was a cover of a magazine on February 25th, 1952, of the Saturday Evening Post. And just a great painting. It reminded me of Norman Rockwell immediately. Just Jim, just horsing around with 909 gold pills. or brought us in at 909 gold pills. Thank you. Old dude hitting the blunt. Yes, absolutely, Pops. And I would have been hitting mine earlier, but I was late getting back from this art exhibit. So it was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun with it. It was an enjoyable day. And the one picture that has yet to be graced by everyone here, and that will be my closeout, is the one of the lizards. If you can go to the garden lizards, Cosmac. This was my view yesterday while I was cleaning up the gutters. You got to zoom out a little bit more. And there you go. You had two geckos getting it on on the roof of the Florida room, if you will, the pool house. The lime green gecko was hysterical. He was just chilling, and he had his head on top of her, and he wasn't letting her get up until he was finished. And I was using the blower, and I didn't even realize they were there, but they were on the top ledge while I was blowing out the gutter below it, trying to get all the crap out from the rain gutters. And they were like right in my eyesight, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I looked at it, and I was like, "This is funny. Got to be the last picture for the show." So that concludes my bruising it here down in Gainesville. We'll be leaving in a couple of days. We're just going to clean house and head home. We might do some on the road, Bruce on the Loose, getting home, but I'm trying to make it back by the 15th so we can hang out and relax for a few days before Elvia has to fly back to Peru. She wanted to do a couple of things in New York, and so that's where we're heading. So thank you all for joining me on my great adventures here, Bruce on the Loose, with 3BeerMen. But I will close out and digress and let Cosmic continue on with the rest of the show.
Indeed. And we don't have a lot of show left. There's about 15 minutes. So
my apologies, brother. I'm sorry.
No, it's the last chance to be Bruce on the Loose in Florida for a while. So we definitely wanted to take advantage of that. And
thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was good. It was a good a few weeks here with us, and I'm glad we got to share it with you guys, so you get to see the adventures of Bruce on the Loose down here in Florida. So thank you for that.
Besides that, if we talk about AI for 15 minutes, we may put the audience to sleep.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Maybe we're blessed that we got the raid from Salty when we were talking about Bruce on the Loose instead of AI, because we might have sent everybody right to another stream.
Exactly. So I'm just trying to catch up on the chat because I wasn't paying attention as I was doing all this. But we got Salty Nuts raided our channel with about 25 people. So thank you to everybody out there.
Indeed. We've gotten shout outs since then from Raja D and Mr. Tizo, who Zoso Dude insists on calling Mr. Zo. So
he forgets the T and just goes to the Zo.
I'll mention that to Zoso at some point. So
okay. I want to thank you guys for all joining us tonight. And tonight happens to be not just Mother's Day, but it also is my birthday. So thank you very much for joining us tonight on my birthday. And let's continue. Cosmic, go for it.
I do want to thank Mr. Tizos for trying to keep an Odyssey chat alive, even though Odyssey in general seems to be dying. But thank you for going over there and actually putting stuff in that chat. So,
yeah, indeed. All of our archives are still on Odyssey, although the last 3 weeks in a row now, I have not been able to directly republish our live stream over there. I have to download it from EVMux and then upload it again to Odyssey. It seems like they're going downhill fast, and a lot of the creators that who used to cross post, I used to go watch Odyssey just to collect library points. You get library points for watching Odyssey. So I would watch over on Odyssey, and now a lot of those aren't there anymore because the YouTube link isn't working anymore. It used to be you could upload to YouTube and it would automatically show up on Odyssey, but that's not working lately.
And
Interesting.
that's unfortunate. Yeah, I know that doesn't have to do with the management of Odyssey because they were fighting other things, and
Oh yeah.
I think they just got fed up with.
Let's just blame it on AI.
Indeed. Well, as to cover AI very briefly, and we can do that very briefly because we have a limited amount of the show left. As I mentioned, today is in fact the anniversary of the 1997 Deep Blue win. IBM built a computer that was capable of playing chess, and the irony is, I had played chess against a computer the first time in probably 1982 or 83. That would have been a game called Sargon Chess for Apple II. And I think, and I lost to it because it was looking like two moves ahead, and I wasn't looking any moves ahead. You know, my chess skill is basically limited to knowing where the pieces go. You know, which pieces can move in which directions and what can do what. But as far as like being able to look at a chessboard and strategize something, that's not me. I had friends in high school that were like, you know, chess club members and president of the chess club. Martin, you know who you are. But
Sargon was an advanced chess game, though. It really was. I
Sargon
played
was
it too.
Yeah.
Well, the amazing thing about Sargon Chess is that Sargon Chess ran on an 8-bit processor with 64 kilobytes of memory. Now, to put 64 kilobytes in perspective, if every byte, 64 kilobytes is 64,000 bytes, if every byte of memory was one letter on a page, so picture a page filled with letters. If every byte of 64K was one letter on a page, 64K would only be 12 and a half pages. That's it.
That's it?
That's what you got to work with. You have 12 and a half pages to describe the game of chess and have enough memory to play it and to think ahead and to actually, you know, I mean, the ingeniousness of the people who wrote chess software in the 1970s and 80s is just amazing.
Well, look at the Bitcoin white paper from what's his name, Satoshi Nakamoto. That was only a few pages, and then Einstein once said, "If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough." And when he wrote E equals MC square, and then the paper on that, that was only I don't know how many pages that was before computers. So it can be condensed, and right now the software is it's so bloated with useless code. I mean, a lot of the software is loaded.
Well,
With
that would take me down a whole digress that we won't go on tonight's show. But when I first started programming, I wrote software for a system that allowed 256 byte compiled modules. So you had about 3 pages of written code, of human readable code per program to work with, and that was it.
that's the ones and zero. A byte is
no. This was a high level language that actually condensed.
Was it hex? Yeah, condensed it to hex.
This was a language called KDAL, and it condensed to an intermediate language, an IL, that was hex. But yeah,
wow,
very neat stuff. But I don't want to go down that path because that's
I'm sorry.
The point being that
digressing.
That was
YouTube. So
that was 1997 that IBM built Deep Blue. IBM had actually built Deep Blue in 1996, and Kasparov had played Deep Blue in 96 and beat it. And IBM asked for a rematch in 1997, and Kasparov accepted. And 1997, May 11th, in fact, 1997, this day in history, was the day that the IBM algorithm, and it blew him away. I mean, it beat him way faster than anybody was expecting. I mean, it just took him out. They had it. They got it. And that was the day that I think somebody said it here earlier that the computers took over.
When did
The day that to live in infamy.
do you remember when Watson was Watson was Microsoft, I believe.
Well,
And then
no, Watson was also IBM. Watson was an evolution of Deep Blue.
Deep
Watson
Blue,
was actually 14 years later after Deep Blue.
and it beat the
Watson
guy in
in
Jeopardy.
2011 beat Ken Jennings, the
Yeah.
current host of Jeopardy. And he's the current host of Jeopardy because he was the most winning contestant on Jeopardy ever in history. And he got beat. He was the equivalent of Gary Kasparov for Jeopardy. He was the world reigning champion for Jeopardy. And he got beat quite handily by Watson.
Wow.
Well, when you've got something that has really what's effectively unlimited memory and can
Yeah.
do total recall in fractions of a second, a human has no hope.
Well, that's really kind of the point. I mean, what are we inventing here?
The more it evolves, the more memory it gets, and the more we evolve, we get dementia. Like my mom, I was talking about that with her today, and we get dementia. We start deteriorating, and they start evolving. That's scary.
Yeah, and the computers
Here's
getting better.
Here's the problem: is we are recording, memory onto this machine. The problem is
Somebody has this stream going on in the back.
when you get to history, is it going to be accurate that it remembers, or is it going to remember bullshit history, lies and stuff?
Is it going to wipe out the history and then redo the
yeah,
history?
and rewrite the history? Well,
no, it's going to wipe us
the
out and write
thing.
its own history. That's always been the
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think AI does have its place. I mean, it really does. I just think we're running and gunning at it too fast because I had mentioned this in Discord yesterday. It's kind of like rounding up all the scientists from Operation Paperclip. We're doing the same thing because who ends up with the best writers and the best tools for AI is going to have a technological advantage in the future. In the very near future, and what's going to happen is if we don't get enough of it, we're going to get left behind.
Well, that's what
that's the scary part to me too, because the difference is that for all those rocket scientists in Operation Paperclip, the rockets that they invented weren't going to build more rockets on their own.
That's
AI
true.
is capable of reproducing. It's capable of growing. It's capable of evolving. I think this was really the best analogy. There's a term in computer programming called bootloader. A bootloader is a very simple program that runs on a computer when you first turn it on. It's a very simple program that runs that has just enough sophistication to be able to go wake up all the other pieces of the computer and read in the main operating system so that the computer can then run what you want the computer to actually run. But the bootloader is what makes that possible. The bootloader is what makes it possible to load the main operating system.
Usually in the ROM. It's in
So Elon Musk has jokingly referred to humanity as AI's bootloader.
And I don't know if you guys...
we're the viral program that is going to eventually bootload the AI, which will be the main program.
So AI
and
needs
we're
to keep
just
us
the
around,
bootloader.
even if we're just batteries.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
just random
we
on
become the
board.
Matrix. We become the Matrix power source.
Well, the architect was the Matrix. Yeah, but we're the random onboard memory. We're the
Yeah.
onboard memory versus the yeah.
Well,
EF,
what was the
EFI.
first thing? What was the first thing Papa Leo said when he came out about AI? Can you pull that up, Cosmac? He
Mm-mm.
had some choice. He had some choice words about AI. I don't know if you caught that yet.
I didn't see that.
If let's see if I can.
I didn't verify it, but I know what you're
Oh
talking
no,
about.
I watched it. I watched him say it. Hope
I've heard about
Leo
it, but I have not
on
verified it.
AI.
Okay, you need quartz crystals to operate computers, correct?
Yeah.
What if this
And
whole
to
time that's the sentient being that is trying to get out in all this? Because
It's in the
I,
quartz. That's
out
that's
of
it. It's
all the
quartz-based
well,
life.
out of all the kingdoms of life, people are still speculating viruses, and viruses to me are alive, even if they have to take over another cell to regenerate themselves. That's still life because it can regenerate itself, just not only by itself. Now, people speculate that crystals are alive because of, and this is all by our own, definition of what is life.
there was a Star Trek episode about that. Star Trek in Next Generation.
Yes, I remember that when Data fought
Yeah,
that laser drill.
yeah. Well, yeah. And I want to say hi to Bitcoin Bob over there. Uh,
Howdy,
following up.
Bitcoin Bob. But real
Good,
quick,
good seeing you.
Val Kimber calls it. Kaz could easily play the role of the architect in the Matrix. Indeed. But Cosmac, if you go to the Discord, I sent you the link. You can. I think it's a 1.5 minute video.
I see what you're trying to do to me there. We have about a minute and a half of the show left. Do you want to play it? Or
I just thought it was intriguing because it's 1 minute and 24 seconds.
well, that's true. We don't know when
Want to
Zoso will
fill
go
up the
live,
show?
so
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
fill up the show.
Just a second here. Let me see what I can.
I just found it really interesting that he said this right after he was designated his popeness.
We'll have plenty of time because those are going to run late anyway.
Fratelli cardinali, saluto e ringrazio tutti voi per questo incontro e per i giorni che lo hanno preceduto, dolorosi per la perdita del Santo Padre Francesco, impegnativi per le responsabilità affrontate insieme e al tempo stesso secondo la promessa che Gesù stesso ci ha fatto, ricchi di grazia, di consolazione nello Spirito. La vostra presenza mi ricorda che il Signore che mi ha affidato questa missione non mi lascia solo nel portarne la responsabilità. So prima di tutto di poter contare sempre sul suo aiuto, l'aiuto del Signore, e per sua grazia e provvidenza sulla vicinanza vostra e di tanti fratelli e sorelle che in tutto il mondo credono in Dio, amano la Chiesa e sostengono con la preghiera e con le buone opere il Vicario di Cristo.
I'm trying to get it back here.
That was nothing about AI. I don't know what happened to that. There
we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the link. Is that? I
didn't even understand it.
The Pope Leo identifies AI as one of the most critical matters to deal with, and that's what it said. And there's a 2.5 minute video. It's from 2 days ago. And he talks about it, and it's a newscast from Sky News. Hold on, let me see if I can send you this one. I apologize. I thought that was exactly what it said it was, but it was not. But this one is, so give me 1 second. Go ahead and run this one. Yes, Val Kimber, I like Guido Sarducci as well, and I would have loved to have seen him come back.
We
as
all
Pope.
loved Father Guido Sarducci. He was great.
He was hysterical.
All
So
right,
this next one should be what I originally wanted to show, explaining how the Pope is not comfortable with AI and that we need to be forewarned about AI. So he's really critical of it, and I'd love to have him have a conversation with Elon Musk to see if Elon Musk can persuade him otherwise. But this is
the new Pope says the Church has to help humanity tackle the challenges posed by AI. In a speech to Cardinals, Pope Leo XIV has also praised his predecessor Francis and called on church leaders to uphold his legacy. Our correspondent Stash Butler filed this report from the Vatican.
2 days after he was elected Pope, Leo XIV has given some of the clearest signs yet about how he'll lead the Catholic Church. In a meeting with the cardinals who picked him, Leo has stressed he wants to stay on the path set by his predecessor Francis. He says that includes evangelizing to deepen people's faith, as well as showing care to people rejected by society. Leo began the week as Cardinal Robert Prevost, and he's confirmed that he picked the name Leo to follow Leo XIII, who championed workers' rights during the Industrial Revolution.
Today, the Church offers everyone its wealth of social doctrine to respond to another industrial revolution and the developments of artificial intelligence that pose new challenges for the defense of human dignity, justice, and labor.
Outside the Vatican, visitors say they appreciate the Pope's awareness of emerging technology.
I think the more that they're able to maybe incorporate AI or things that are the wave of the future into the church, it's about looking forward, not just looking back.
I work in technology, and this is the direction we're taking the whole world, whether you like it or not.
All of the AI and all of this chat GBT and all of that, I think it's a mess.
If they embrace AI too much, I know for a fact that they can leave a lot of people behind. Right now there are layoffs. I work in the tech industry as well. Layoffs in the tech industry, and AI is taking a lot of jobs.
There's a particular challenge, but also an opportunity to open it up for the rest of the world. I think that the Pope, as well as the Church, has an opportunity to do really great things here.
Anticipation is now building for Leo's appearance here on Sunday, his first in public since he was elected Pope. Sunday's Regina Caeli prayer will be a brief window into the future of the papacy. Attention will then turn to a press conference on Monday and Leo's inaugural Mass, which is scheduled for May the 18th.
Okay, I didn't hear him talk about that at all. I heard Sky News interpreting what he said about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Right. There is more. Look, that was the closest. That was the quickest one I could grab. There is more to that conversation. He did mention it, but it was very, like you said, it was Sky News's version and interpretation of what he said. But there was more to it. That just was a quick glimpse to give people a very layman's version of what's going on. But we're talking about Australia. Go ahead, Hawk.
We briefly got his stance on it, so that's good.
Right. Yeah, he's not 100% for AI, which makes me a lot more comfortable. I mean, I'm Jewish and I'm an analog man. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just starting to learn how to use Grok. Literally just started learning to use Grok this week. And I finally downloaded ChatGPT and I was able to utilize it this past week, but to create images, pictures that I was looking for, and it gave me what I wanted. But that doesn't guarantee that I'm going to continue to use Grok or ChatGPT on a regular basis, because we're calling these smartphones already, which is making us even dumber. And the movie Idiocracy is not far off the beaten path. with all these idiots and all these people that are still believing the mainstream media and the mockingbird media, as we like to call it, that are still being programmed by the MK Ultra bullshit that is being spoon-fed to us through the food the food we're eating because of all the chemicals they're processing in it, and all the other crap that they're giving to us. They're now supposedly injecting cattle with the mRNA vaccine. No, thank you. I appreciate my meat fresh and organic. Thank you so much.
All
But
right.
I digress. It's just one of the things that concerns me, and I'm glad the Pope is actually speaking out about it. It's just amazingly coincidental that he happens to be, a 20-year veteran of Peru. The fact that I'm dating a beautiful woman from Peru these last 3.5 years, who I hope to spend the rest of my life with. It's just an amazing thing. And to bring this all together in a culmination, nothing's really a coincidence, as we say, because how many times is it a coincidence before it's actually not a coincidence? So leave it at that. But I will digress. Cosmic, you got anything to add to it?
No. In fact, I am releasing the chest. The scratchings are loose, and Zoso Dude is live.
Yeah.
So we have
All
had
right.
a heck of a good show.
And
And we are winding it down.
I do want to say, Shaky, you're late in the Rumble, but thank you for popping into the Rumble.
And
Like,
Magatic was a little late getting here tonight too, but Magatic finally did make it. So we are very glad to see you, and better late than the late. So congratulations to Syllabor, Jayla17, Bad Zoo, John Rogers, and Black Cat, which must mean that TL's chest finger didn't go off tonight, because TL always gets some chest. So, those were our lucky winners tonight. And I see the scratchings rolling. And like I said, we do have a raid set for Zoso Dude, who is
I'm not
live
going to
right
touch
now.
that last comment about TL Spud in his chest.
Yep.
All right. Well, for 3BeerMen, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne. I'm going to roll out with Cosmic Grandpa. You're up next.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. This was delicious, delicious beer, St. Jacob. So congratulations to the new Pope, and you got good beer.
I'm going to have to try and find myself some St. Jacob, some St. Yaakov.
Yeah.
Norm, you're up.
Cheers. Enjoy your beer. Thank you for joining us. And next Sunday, I will be 5x5. I mean that.
Okay, now I'm still glad I'm not Catholic, but I will say this. I have a lot of faith in this Pope, not just because of what he just said about AI, but the dude got laid before. Like, no Pope before this can ever say that. So I think he's got a clear, level head.
Where did that
No,
information
I mean,
come
seriously.
from? I didn't
From his
hear
college
that.
peers.
Say that again.
Oh, you will. Saturday. I'm sure Saturday Night Live will have a heyday with it.
That's funny. I didn't know that the Pope had been able to perform coitus with a real woman prior to this.
Yep.
You can actually be ordained after.
He was in fact at Villanova. He was a math major. He was not a theology major. He was a mathematics major at Villanova. For what it's worth.
Yeah, he didn't know he was going to.
Wow. Say again, Hawk?
I said, he was a real, just normal guy before he decided to, serve as as a priest. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I can't believe you guys didn't hear that about him yet.
Be ordained as a priest, and there's a
That's
lot of
wild. I've seen pictures
Before
of
I
him.
forget, everyone, this
Yeah.
was tonight's shirt, by the way. If you know it, if you know, you know.
Cyberdyne Systems away.
All right.
So
Very cool.
Hasta la
Go ahead,
vida,
Norm.
baby. Hasta
Hasta la vista. Exactly.
Hasta la vista, baby.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll
All right,
be
guys.
back next
For
week.
3 Beer Men, I'm Bruce Q. Wayne. We'll catch you on the flip side. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next Sunday, 7 p.m. Big Apple time. Much love, everybody. God bless. Peace out from Batman. And blessings upon everybody from Batman and the new Pope. God bless you all. Cosmic, take us away.
Folks, time to call a night. Do what you feel and keep both feet on the wheel. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So till next time.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Hit 'em up.
Move 'em on.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Rawhide. Cut 'em out.
Ride 'em in.
Ride 'em in.
Cut 'em out.
Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Rawhide.
Let's get the hell out of here.